Is there going to be a coalition between PDDS or PDP with Lakas CMD?
No.
No?
No, I cannot because nandyan si Marcos. Hindi ako believe na he's really a weak leader. Kaya ako sabi ko, totoo yan, hindi ako naninira ng tao. Talagang weak. Kasi spoiled child, only son. Of course, he can talk. He delivers English articulate. Pero ang aral kasi kung saan-saan sa labas. Pero kasabihin mo na may crisis, gano'n. He's a weak leader. At saka may bagahe siya. Ano nga sinasabi ko sa inyo? Totoo yan. I do not voice lies. Masisira ka. Pero bantay ka yan. Kamali ang Pilipinas na. I'm not saying mas maghusay ako. Maybe magkaroon silang maraming pera, may magpahiram, or mga loans ng pwede yan sila. Pero kung sabihin mo yung governance, papuntang may gulo doon sa hulo, walang pumupunta doon. Katakot na lang yan, punta ka ng may kandidato tayo na nagko-cocaine yan. Yung mga anak ng mga mayaman. Kaya ako nagtaka ako, anong nagawa yung tao niya? I'm just asking. What contribution has he made pala sa Pilipinas? Yan lang, gusto ko lang tanongin ng Hindi naman sabang, bakit ang Pilipino parang lukong-luko na supporting. Magtanong lang ako sa inyo, ano ang ginawa niyan? Nagdadroga yan ng cocaine ang tirada niya. Itong anak ng mga mayaman, lahat dito sa Manila, o sa Davao. Isang grupo.
Having experienced Marcos himself, the brutalities under the martial law regime, what do you think is the most blatant lie being peddled today about him?
Well, the most blatant lie is they're saying that was the golden age of the Philippines, the time of Marcos. My God, that is very, very far from the truth.
And why do you think this was the case? I mean, we were supposed to have already learned our lessons in the past, and how come we're still having to deal with the so-called historical revisionism? How do you explain this?
I don't think we have learned the lessons from the past. Precisely not. I mean, the fact that the Marcos family are now again in ascendance, that shows that we don't even have a memory. Of course, the young people do not have a memory because they were not there. But I mean to say that they are now nationally elected officials, etc., etc. For me, that shows that we have not actually learned from history. That's what we have not done. No? And because if you look at what is happening now, it is almost item for item, or how do you call that? It's a repetition of what has happened in martial law. And for example, the violation of human rights. Oh my God! In fact, when I looked at the statistics of martial law, there were only 3,600 something na who were killed, AJK. Eh ngayon nga 30,000 na halos. So it's not only parallel. It's even a little worse.
But how do you explain again the problem here? Because you mentioned that it seems or it appears that we haven't learned our lesson. But where do you identify, where do you place the blame there or the failings?
Well, of course, after martial law, there was the EDSA, isn't it?
Yeah.
But actually, there was no change of system. It was only a change of people. And therefore, the fundamental problems of the country remain, So, and that is why there's still a continuing dissatisfaction of people, that people are poor, hungry, having no lunch, etc. So that basic problem of our country, that is the unequal distribution of wealth, the foreign control of our economy, that was prevailing under Marcos, is still prevailing up to now. And then, of course, when the present president started to campaign, then he seemed to promise that there's going to be a change. And so that's why the people then, because they're so frustrated and everything, now they think now this is a real change.
But why do you
So,
think a lot? But why do you think a lot of Filipinos have this predisposition, it seems, to swing from one extreme to the other? For example, we know that there are a lot of failings after EDSA, People Power, in 1986. We were not exactly successful in strengthening those institutions that we were supposed to. And of course, you
Precisely.
mentioned the prevailing inequality, for example, in the distribution of wealth and opportunities in the country. But how come it seems the default predisposition of a lot of Filipinos is to entertain again the possibility of, I think it was much better during the time of Marcos?
Well, because they're again trying to see,
Register on Shopee.
they want to have a dream that they feel it should come true. And it should be this administration. But as you see, even maybe the most loyal people see the whole thing that are happening now. I mean, the way the COVID pandemic has been inefficiently, confronted. All the killings. My goodness, the solution now to every problem is patayin, patayin, patayin. Well, the thing is that, again, for a change, for me, there has to be a change of consciousness and a change of structure. There has not been a change of structure, neither has there been a real change of consciousness among our people.
And incidentally, a certain group bearing the name of President Rodrigo Duterte recently proposed the establishment of a revolutionary government to be headed by President Duterte himself. I mean, you can understand the assuming that they are exactly well-meaning, assuming, again, that they are well-meaning. I mean, that in itself speaks volumes about certain intentions or what they actually hope to achieve here. Because again, you would need perhaps a revolution to complete all these things. But again, the manner by which they're doing this raises a lot of questions.
Actually, it's a very stupid idea, if I may say so. You make a revolution against the present regime. So how can the present regime, conduct a revolution against itself? How is that? And actually, if they declare a revolution, Duterte will be out of power right away, right after the revolution is declared. Isn't it? So you are there. And again, if they're so satisfied with this administration, so why are they calling?
As the son, Senator Marcos, I'm sure you expected that question was coming
Yes,
for you.
I did. I certainly
As the son
did.
of the late president, do you acknowledge that during your father's term, human rights abuses were committed, and are you willing to apologize for them? Your response, please.
I certainly acknowledge every human rights abuse in every administration. I think it is necessary that we do so, or else we are to repeat the mistakes and abuses of the past. What I can say also to you is that in my 27 years of service, there has never been any suspicion, any accusation, or even any allegation made against me that there were human rights abuses or non-recognition of people's civil rights in my time in government.
Pero yung sinabi po ni Senator Marcos na kalimutan pangalan namin, kalimutan history, Eto po, tanong ko. Hindi, isipin nyo lang po, no? Whether you're for or against
Wala
him.
po akong
Isipin nyo lang
sinasabing
po to.
kalimutan ng history.
Isipin niyo po
Huwag
to,
ka-
ah.
Huwag naman,
candidates.
huwag ka naman
Can I have 10
nag-invento.
more seconds
Wait,
because
Senator
I'm being
Cayetano, Senator
interrupted.
Marcos.
Oras
Sinabi
ko
ko,
naman
wag
to.
yung
Hindi
hold
ito
on.
martial law na may walang rules. May
Hold
rules
on,
po
hold on.
dito eh.
Hold on. Can we please request the candidates to
Yeah.
speak one at a time? So
Ma'am,
thank you, Senator Marcos.
it's the time
Senator
of
Cayetano.
Can I have my 1
Yes.
minute?
You-
O pati yun, nanakawin mo pa rin.
Senator Cayetano.
May 1 minute.
Yes, you can
Okay.
stick to the
Sabi
question
niya,
po.
burahin daw yung mga pangalan. Huwag mo titignan yung dynasty. Ito po, tanong ko sa inyo. Have an open mind. If 30, 40 years from now, tumakbo po yung apo ni Napoles, wala siyang kasalanan sa ginawa ng kanyang lola, pero pera po ng lola niya na ninakaw sa inyo ang gagamitin sa kanyang campaign ads, sa pambigay sa mayor, sa pambigay sa lahat. No? So, ang dynasty po, meron talagang problema. Lahat po kami may problema sa dynasty, sa Liberal Party po. Dynasty ng mga abaya. And alam naman natin, napaka-corrupt na pagdating sa LRT, MRT, hindi masipa. Dynasty po na may kilalaman sa Weteng, sa Pampanga, ini-endorse sa mga liberal. Meron pong problema sa dynasty. How do we solve it? I don't know right now, but this is what I can tell you. Political will against corruption.